Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be talking about some things regarding the snow that you just might not have known about here in the Festive Surprise update in 2019. And we'll also be looking back at some things that you might have forgotten about since the snow only comes around once a year, and if there's any new players watching, some basic things that you should be aware of as well. Alright, so the first thing you guys might be wondering is, well, what does the Diamond Casino and Resort look like in the snow? Because remember, it was added back in July, and we haven't had snow up until now, and it's really the first new property that Rockstar has introduced. Like, there have been properties that they've added, but they've been into existing buildings or underground. This is like the first new one. And so, what does the casino look like? Well, there's some parts of the area that aren't affected by the snow. They sort of get this like light dusting, so kind of where the valet driver stands. So that area sort of receives like a light dusting, but other than that, doesn't get too much. Also, fun fact, it doesn't seem like the valet is a big fan of the snowballs, which, by the way, in case you guys don't know how to get snowballs, I'm sure it's obvious by now, but there might be one or two people who just don't know. You make sure you have your fist equipped, and then hit left on the D-pad. And you can pick up 3 at a time for a maximum of 9. But anyways, getting back to our friend Felipe, the valet here, he is not a fan of snowballs. I really wanted to see what would happen if we hit this poor guy with the snowballs, and he does not get very pleased with us. He ends up chasing after us, but even if you just like aim the snowballs at him, he gets like this weird twitch where he'll start like wiggling and jiggling back and forth. I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe he's got like a phobia of snow. Either way, that's pretty funny. Now, as far as the rest of the resort goes, the only other part that is outside is the roof terrace. And yes, believe it or not, that area gets snow. However, everyone acts like it's still the middle of summer. There's people in short sleeves and in the hot tubs. You know, ladies are sitting out in their bathing suits trying to catch the sun, which there clearly isn't. So it's definitely a funny sight to see, that's for sure. But the outside of the Diamond Casino and Resort does end up getting affected by the snow. And when you're inside of your penthouse, you can obviously see the snow from the outside too. So not really crazy changes, but you guys were probably wondering what everything looked like with the Diamond Casino and Resort and the snow. Now, another thing that's interesting about the snow is it actually makes it easier to complete the secret UFO mission. So in case you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, there is a UFO tattoo that you can get in online if you're able to trigger a hidden encounter. And it essentially takes 4 different steps. The first step you have to do is complete the alien supply mission, which is by doing 600 resupply missions. And in order to get that, the time must be between 1 and 4 a.m. Now, you might be wondering, well, how does the snowfall make it easier? Well, in order to trigger that, you would have had to have it be raining or in a thunderstorm. However, now that it's snowing, you don't have to check the weather anymore. So as long as you've completed 600 bunker or gun running resupply missions, and the time is between 1 and 4 a.m., you'll be able to get this hidden UFO encounter. Again, from there, you would go to your nightclub, drink a Macbeth whiskey shot, and if you end up on Mount Chiliad, then you've completed the hidden UFO encounter. So essentially, the snow just makes it a ton easier, as that was kind of the hardest part, getting the right weather in order to get the first part of the mission to start. Now, a couple more things about the snow that you might not have known about. The first is that it is going to have an impact on every single thing you do in Grand Theft Auto Online. So that's free mode sessions, that's invite-only sessions, that's races that you end up doing, and it's even going to have an impact on your heist prep missions. Basically, every single setup and prep has you going about doing something in free roam, so it's going to have an impact on that. I would also recommend over the next couple of days, as long as the snowfall is here, don't do anything that involves you delivering something or keeping something safe. So, for example, don't try and do import-export. Obviously, the value of the car completely relies on you delivering it safely and without damage. Because you're going to be driving it in the snow, that's obviously going to be a lot harder. There's even some nightclub delivery missions where if you keep the vehicle safe and clean, you'll get a bonus. That's obviously going to be very difficult with the snow here. So I would honestly suspend your business operations over the next couple of days. I think you can get away with doing some of the diamond casino heist preps and setups because it doesn't necessarily rely on you getting a vehicle in perfect condition from point A to point B, but it will still have an impact on a lot of the things you do, obviously visibility and whatnot throughout the world. So just keep in mind that it has an effect on every aspect of GTA Online, and because of that, you might want to be careful. Now, a couple of other general and miscellaneous things that you might not know about the snow. The first is that you can't obviously take the snow with you. Now, we don't know how long the snow is going to last for, as I talked about in my earlier video. Rockstar have never introduced the Snowfall this early into online, and I'm actually predicting that they're going to just keep it going throughout the entire new year. So we might have it honestly for the next basically week or so, potentially even longer. So when Rockstar finally does decide to remove the snow, number one, you won't be able to take the snowballs with you. They will melt. You obviously can't keep them. Not that they're really effective as a weapon or anything like that. Yes, you can do little bits of damage to players, and I do think if you throw enough of them at a vehicle, it will eventually destroy it. But honestly, it's more for fun than anything. And the snow will obviously disappear unless you decide to keep your console on. Because the snow is controlled by the tunables, if for whatever reason you just decide to leave your system on and never update them, you'll have snow permanently. Now, that means you won't get any new additions to online like vehicles and changes, but it will be a way in which at least you will still be in the Snowfall, which would be kind of interesting. Now, a couple of other things that happens during the Snowfall season. The first is that the firework launcher actually gets changed. It now, when you shoot the fireworks, instead of the colors being red, white, and blue, it is this red, green, and white. So more of a Christmas theme going on there. And you can also check out the Aurora Borealis, the northern lights. When the game clock ends up hitting 2100 hours on the dot, you'll actually see this cool colored sun ray effect. I don't really know how to describe it. It honestly looks like the northern lights. I don't know if this is intentional or unintentional, but you can see stuff like that around the world. You can also see some other fun little things, there will be some golden colored trees scattered around the mountain area. A lot of people think that these are gold Christmas trees, even though they're probably just a graphical glitch on Rockstar's end. Now, this also might seem kind of obvious, but sort of building off of what we talked on earlier, how it's easier to get the UFO because it always is snowing. Well, there are no other weather changes. You won't see a thunderstorm. You won't see it start to rain. The snow is here until Rockstar says that the snow isn't going to be here anymore. So that means that 24/7, day and night, no matter where you are in the world, Snowfall is here in Los Santos, and it's going to stay that way. Now, one thing I've noticed, and something you've probably noticed as well, you will spend a lot of money repairing your cars for what looks like invisible damage. For whatever reason, if snow gets on your car just by even driving in the street, you'll have to pay the repair cost in the LSC. $115 to remove some snow, that's a pretty expensive car wash right there. So overall, I'm a huge fan of the snow in Grand Theft Auto Online. I would say the only downside is there's absolutely no way to turn it off, especially after Rockstar just added a supercar in the game. So you get this brand new supercar and you can't really get a feel of how good it actually is because everything you do with it, whether it's in free roam or races, you're going to be driving on the snow. So you won't really be able to tell how great of a car it actually is. So my only complaint is I wish there was an option to have a snowless mode, or if you set up a custom something that you could turn the snow off. But other than that, I'm a big fan of it. We talked about the snow a little bit earlier in a video I did, so I'll leave a link to that in the description if you want more details on how long it's going to last, free gifts and money that players have been receiving, and a whole lot more. But I want to pass that question on to you guys. Are you a fan of the snow? Or are you not a fan of the snow? Pretty simple question. Let us know in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Diamond Casino Heist and Festive Surprise 2019 videos that I'm going to be doing here on my channel over the next couple of days and weeks. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.